Welcome to the Electric Playground. We are here in Stockholm, Sweden, and we are going to bear witness to the witness in the rundown.
Plus, we suck up all the details from Lost Girls Season 5 from the set.
And then Steve and Raju roll in with their review of the Star Wars BB8 droid from Sphero. Also coming up, Ben and Jose bring down the Gauntlet with a new Slayer edition. Scott slings something out of his pocket and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day. Witness me. It's time for the rundown. You'll soon be able to witness the new game from the creator of Braid. The long-awaited first-person puzzle and exploration game The Witness will finally launch on January 26, 2016. First announced in 2009, The Witness will drop players into a whimsical island filled with different puzzles with the ultimate goal of reaching a mountain in the middle. So it's kind of like a cross between Journey and Myst. This is the latest project designed by Jonathan Blow, whose last game, Braid, was released way back in 2008. We'll just have to wait and see if The Witness will be worth the wait. Jonathan Blow may take years to make a game, but it looks like gamers themselves aren't as fussy. Nintendo has revealed that more than 1 million user-created levels for Super Mario Maker were uploaded in the game's first week. Super Mario Maker is available exclusively for the Wii U, allowing players to create, test, and share their very own Mario levels, and also try out and remix levels created by other people. You can watch our review of the game on EPN.TV. Nintendo is currently working on new DLC for the game, while another Nintendo game, Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and the 3DS, is getting its own Super Mario Maker stage. That arrives this Wednesday. Fun stuff to talk about today. I'm going to make Marissa talk about Super Mario Maker.
Oh,
I'm gonna make
good.
that level right now.
You're going to make it right now. What's happening? What am I doing in the level? I don't know.
A million levels within its first week. I guess that's a hit, right? I guess that qualifies as a hit.
We knew it was going to be, especially with the way everyone loves to build and create and share. I mean, we saw it always Little Big Planet.
Yes, absolutely. This is a game that will sort of live on in perpetuity. And it also, I think, legitimizes and fully embraces the idea of some kind of a tablet infrastructure for designing at least the levels in this type of title. So I think that, you know, it probably represents the best reason to pick up the gamepad for the Wii U so far.
Yes,
but it also sort of suggests that the NX and future Nintendo consoles will also have some kind of tablet integration because they are never not going to be selling content for Super Mario Maker. I mean, I think this is going to keep going forever, right? Now, we're finally going to make The Witness happen. I've been waiting forever for this game. I think I interviewed Jonathan Blow back in 2009 talking about this title.
Wow.
He's a very interesting, intelligent human being. This is a guy that is an artist with some real ambitions and chutzpah, you know, like he's self-invested a chunk of all of the revenues that he's made, the big profits that he made off of Braid. That was very successful. So he threw that all back into The Witness, and he's just endeavored to build the game he's wanted to make.
Braid was a stunning achievement. I absolutely loved that game. So yes, you know what? I'm all for it. I will dive in with The Witness. I'm glad that the date has been
revealed finally, in January. This is a way bigger, way more ambitious title than Braid even was. But yeah, he's very shrewd, very smart, and I think this is something that we should get excited for in January. And you know, traditionally January not always loaded with lots of fun stuff.
I think that was another smart move on his part. I know everything he does is calculated, so this is definitely a smart move. I'm down. Let's do it.
I'm down too. All right, well, we were also down to visit the set of Lost Girl. This is their last season, so of course we had to pay them a visit.
Why is the music the hell out of my
Zeus. Maybe you're familiar, maybe you've heard of him. But on Lost Girl, they always like to do a little bit of a twist. So Z is a she. Z, as the audiences know at this point, is one of several very evil characters that are introduced this season. And Bo and her are having a showdown over a gift that was sent to Bo from her father. So it's a bit of a fight to the death that turns into a bit of a girl fight as well, which is pretty cool. You know, Bo being a succubus and Z being Zeus. you'd expect something pretty fantastical, but they really kind of get down and dirty in a good old-fashioned girl fight. It's pretty awesome.
As she picks her up and aggressively marches to the door.
Lost Girl is just such a fun, girl power kind of show, and I really love the way they, bring together the sci-fi, but there's also humor in it, there's action, there's drama, there's kind of everything, and I couldn't resist such a fun character where I get to zap people with lightning and have fights in evening gowns, so it's just pretty irresistible to me.
I thought this gown would be painful to fight in because it's very jeweled, and to sit down in it feels like you're sitting on pebbles, but it actually gives you a lot of slip across the floor, as it turns out. So I think I actually am the lucky one of between Amanda and I.
That's why you really sent the oracles after me. You were after my box, and I'm not leaving without it.
It's actually pretty fun to be in a fight scene. I was surprised. It's, you have this, you're kind of just so much in acting, you have your lines to memorize, and there's the emotion, there's so much to think about, and in a fight scene, you really are just being so physical. I mean, there's a lot to think about, but it's just like raw and physical, and you're just going for it. You get a real adrenaline rush, which is fun, and then you see the stunt doubles come in and do it the real way, and then you're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna look strong.
Lost Girl is currently airing, so make sure you check it out before it ends.
And stick around after the break. The force is strong with Stephen Raju. They've got the BB8 from Sphero.
Hey, I'm Simon Kinberg. I'm the exec producer and I guess writer of Star Wars Rebels, and I work on the films as well. I'll be writing one of the standalone movies. God, and I have so many memories from Star Wars. I mean, they're the sort of formative memories of my childhood, of my entire life, not just of seeing film, but really of my personal sort of existence on the planet. I guess I would say the most seminal moment for me was the end of Empire Strikes Back. I mean, the moment with Darth and Luke, I think for everybody of my generation, was one of those moments when you didn't just look at movies differently, but you looked at the world differently from that point forward, because good and evil and father and son and all of those sort of words that seemed so simple suddenly became very complicated. So that would be my favorite Star Wars moment so far.
So cool having a Star Wars producer give us Star Wars memories. We shan't speak of Fantastic Four, however.
Ooh, yeah, let's leave that over there. Right now we're continuing with the Star Wars because Steve and Raju are here reviewing the Sphero BB8.
Today we're looking at one of the hottest toys for the Christmas season and the oncoming Star Wars season. This is massive hype. This is the BB8 remote control toy from Sphero, which I think is very cool. However, I'm afraid of getting Jar Jar'd. Okay, this guy is out there now. We do not know what's going to happen in the movies.
How he can't talk. He can't be as annoying as Jar Jar.
He's a little ball. He's a little ball that rolls around. We do not know.
We're gonna love him.
This is sight unseen.
This is the new R2. I think it was none other than Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, who said, "Look, we have got a rolling droid in our new Star Wars film. You guys at Sphero are making little rolling robots. Let's get together and make some magic." And little BB-8 by Sphero is the result. Now, of course, it's about the size of a baseball. It's not the size of the big BB-8 in the movie or the one they brought out live on stage at Star Wars Celebration a few months back, but it is freaking adorable. I mean, if you've ever played with the Sphero, if you haven't played with the Sphero before, it's essentially a little ball that you drive around using an app on your iPad or your iPhone, your Android device. It's like a little remote control ball that drives around, but through the magic of magnets and gyroscopes, BB-8's head moves independently of the rolling of the ball, and he can look around and he can like beep and whistle through the speakers on your smartphone, and he can do tricks, he can do figure eights, he can do squares, he can patrol your room.
My problem here is sort of future considerations. We're all sort of gambling that this guy is going to be R2.
He will be R2.
He better be R2.
He'll be R2 2.0.
But
R2.0.
The actual toy is kind of fabulous. I do think that Sphero as a company has been getting better. I think they've been getting better with the controls for all of their things. I remember they really wanted to have a bunch of people create apps, and I don't really think that marketplace really kind of got going for them. But I think this is going to be huge for this company.
It's a huge visibility, the fact that they're partnering with Disney, with Lucas, with Star Wars brand. I mean, there's a lot of people there who never heard of Sphero before this, and now it is like the #1 most coveted toy.
I find the patrolling really kind of great. This guy absolutely can just zip around.
And it'll map out the boundaries you're in. It'll bump it into an obstacle, and in its little software brain in the app, it's saying, okay, there's a wall here. If you let it roam around enough, it will eventually kind of set up its little patrol route, makes noises, stops, reacts to stuff. And there's also this kind of cheesy but kind of cool function
Come on,
where you can record a video message into your smartphone or tablet camera.
You're my only hope. Come on.
And it will play it as a hologram in augmented reality view. So use your tablet camera, your smartphone camera to look at BB-8, and it appears he's shooting up this hologram that's got your face on it. It's all these like little adorable touches.
Smart. No, this is brilliant. It's very much good fan service.
The question is, how long are you actually going to play with this?
I was thinking the exact same thing, because the other Spheros, as soon as I got them, I thought they were really cool.
And then a week later, they're in the closet.
gathering dust somewhere. And so I think this is a classic. This is a very cool toy. It is a toy.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't think you're going to get months and months of playtime. I think, honestly, after, I fiddle with it for a while, this is probably just going to, sit on my desk,
It comes with a cool charger. I'm going to leave it in the charger on my desk, and every once in a while I'll turn them on, and he'll, look around and stuff like that. That's cool. I think in terms of actually running them around my house, I'll probably do it when people come over, and I'll say, hey, this is the new BB-8.
I remember one of the first times with Spheros, we said it was probably the world's greatest cat toy.
Yeah.
And now, okay, you've got basically a pretty good adult nerd toy, right? But still, for actual functionality use, if you got a cat, have him chase around BB-8, that'd be pretty cool.
BB-8 by Sphero seems to be the undisputed hot toy of the Star Wars season. What are you going to give it?
A little pricey, 7.5 out of 10.
I really love it, but it is a little expensive. Going to give it an 8.
Those men in Toronto weren't the only one playing with this toy. Victor Lucas also got his hands on it. You can check out what he thinks on the Toy Table segment at epn.tv.
All right, stick around. We've got a review of Gauntlet Slayer Edition after this. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
Pocket time again, everybody. Listen, I am in the free-to-play audience out there. I learned that from Marissa Roberto. She likes free things, and I picked up Sling Kong for the iPhone as a free-to-play experience. Now, the way this game works, of course, it stars a monkey. Any game starring a monkey and that's free, I've got to play. So what you do is you use the monkey kind of like a pinball or pachinko ball, and you have to pull back physically on the monkey on the screen as if he's made out of rubber band. Then you fire him up deeper into the gameplay world, and you got to link with different pegs, as you can see here, and you climb higher and higher, and you get a score each time you connect with another peg, each time you get through an obstacle, each time you survive some of these hellish traps. The gameplay, obviously very simple, very easy to pick up and play, not a huge learning curve here, and that makes me worried when it comes to the free-to-play iOS stuff, because if there's not much of a learning curve, then I don't know how long I'm going to end up playing this game. But I got really kind of pulled into Sling Kong, and again, it's a little forgivable considering the price of this that's free, and I got kind of into some of the unlockables, like you can unlock different animals that you can fire deeper into the maze. One of the ones that I personally liked was an octopus. I thought he was very cute. I think this game was cute, as you can see from the visuals here. Lots of very brightly colored environments here, lots of fun arcadey type action. Not the deepest game you can play on your iPhone, but still kind of a good time. I'm going to give Sling Kong a 6 out of 10.
Good stuff, Mr. Jones. You always find us interesting games to think about on that old app store.
Well, you and I found an interesting game on the PC a while ago called Gauntlet. Now, it's been upgraded for the PS4. This is Gauntlet Slayer Edition. Here's Jose and Ben.
Let's see how you fare against the power of the dead.
Nah, it's wrong Slayer. Wrong Slayer. What? It's the Slayer edition of Gauntlet, not Slayer. But I like your shiggity-giddy. That was pretty awesome.
Thanks.
We're talking about the Gauntlet Slayer Edition for the PlayStation 4. Now, this game was originally out on the PC. They rebooted Gauntlet. Here it is again, guys. Remember that game you played in the arcades when you were not old at all? And you're an old man now? Because I remember doing that. It's back.
Why don't they have the original edition in the game?
Because it's not really very fun anymore.
Oh, man,
But it'd be cool. It'd be cool if they put it in. They should have. Anyway, it's 4 players running around shooting stuff on a map. Jose, what'd you think?
I think if you're the elf, this game is one of the best games you can play in the world of Gauntlet.
Yeah.
If you were any other character, you are not going to have as much fun.
Real balance problem here, huh? I mean, because I agree with you. I mean, in the original Gauntlet game, there was a reason why you'd play as the warrior, or there's a reason why you play as the Valkyrie. He does need food because he's up there kicking everybody's ass with his axe, and the warrior is the toughest one. Now, he's the toughest one here as well, but he's also going to die because he doesn't have the awesome speed.
He doesn't have the food.
And the speed. He's got the meth.
Distance.
He's got the meth. And he runs away, and he jumps, and he can shoot things, and that's really the only way to survive in Gauntlet. Now, if you're playing with other people, it's a little bit better. Obviously, Gauntlet's sort of
someone's
designed.
the elf.
That's right. If
Then
you're not,
you're
just going to die for the elf.
I know. God, man, it sucks. I did a tournament for the Gauntlet when it came out on the PC last year, and everybody who was the elf dominated. Like, that's no fair. Why can't we all just elf along?
Nope, everyone else is about to die, but the elf kicks ass in Gauntlet, which is
He's
interesting.
like Legolas in Lord of the Rings. He's pretty much the best character, but you don't really like him because it's Legolas.
It's weird that they made the elf so good because in the original Gauntlet, the elf sucked. The elf took a million shots to kill anybody. You were always the wizard because you had the killer spells, or you were the barbarian because you could just go in there and destroy everything. But they've definitely overpowered the elf. Now let's talk a little bit about just sort of what the overall game here is like. This is obviously Gauntlet. You're looking at it. It's running around on these levels. You're collecting gold. You're collecting potions. You're killing.
You're not shooting your food. Don't shoot your food. That's a mistake.
I shot the food.
That's what happens when you're shooting crazy because you're just trying to wipe out enemies. Sometimes you're going to shoot that delicious looking turkey over there.
And you needed that turkey because you were running out of health.
In here.
And you run out of health a lot in this game, especially if you're not playing as the elf. But even if you are the elf, you're going to die fairly quickly because this is really designed for a bunch of people to be playing at the same time.
Or for people to play on easy mode.
Yeah, that's also true.
Don't be afraid to put it on easy mode.
Or don't be afraid to go online and find other people to play with if you don't have people on the couch. It's a good couch game. I think it works best if you're playing with people who are sitting right next to you because it's a little more fun.
We did back in the days.
Yeah.
When we would play games with our friends on our couches.
On a couch? I don't play on a couch.
I don't even have a couch.
I sit on the ground.
I have one chair.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and nobody can join me on it. It's just really like, you guys can sit on the floor if you want to play. Actually, I only have one controller, so.
You're like a mean old man.
I am.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, it's Gauntlet, right? You want to get 4 players together. You want everybody to be traversing this lands and going crazy and shooting things together and blowing things up and not shooting the food.
I guess you do. I mean, it's definitely the best way to play it, but I still found this game to be just a little dull. I mean, all the levels kind of bleed into each other. There's a lot of reused tile sets, so everything kind of looks the same. And even though there's a campaign here, there's like no story or anything. You're just kind of marching through killing things. There's also an endless mode here
if
where
you never want to stop playing, you can do that now.
Why you
now
wanna
in
do
the
that.
Gauntlet Slayer Edition, you can never stop playing.
You should just not play that mode.
Daily challenge mode, changing every day.
There's a Coliseum here where you can kind of go in and have different challenges. There's content. It's not without content. It's not without things to do. I just think it's without kind of variety. And no Slayer.
There's no Slayer.
Mostly there's no Slayer, which sucks. But secondarily, there's just not a lot of variety as well to the levels. I just, found after a couple hours, I was kind of had my fill. I ate enough food. I did not need food badly. I was no longer about to die, and I was ready to move on to another game. Just as Jose, I am ready to move on to another review, but we got to score up the Slayer edition of Gauntlet for the PS4. What are you giving it?
Well, if you haven't played the PC version of Gauntlet and you're looking for more Gauntlet in your life, this isn't a bad choice. I had a little bit of fun with it. I'm giving it a 7.
I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 myself.
Eat food badly.
Dude, crab sandwiches?
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you, my favorite boys from San Francisco. I must say, though, I'm quite jealous because I feel like I would have enjoyed the PS4 version much better than the PC.
It does seem better suited for a console, right?
Yeah.
Stick around. We've got the Twitter question of the day after this. If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to EP Daily. It's now time for the best part of today's show in Stockholm, Sweden.
So
this
beautiful
is the
here.
Twitter question of the day. This one comes from Caleb Ladouceur. Hey there, Caleb. He is at SkateXDDD. He's got one just for Victor Lucas.
Oh.
What's the biggest change you've seen in the video game industry since you started? Good question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what? It's Obviously, AAA has gotten enormous, so we're talking about huge teams, but also lots of external development, which is a big deal, like lots of little micro companies that specialize on specific things, like just the front-end design or artificial intelligence, and they're all being looped into these massive projects. But I've also seen a little bit of a resurgence of the garage, development scene where people are working out of their homes or their actual garages or basements and building games and having success that way. Brian Provinciano is a great example where there are one or two people doing this thing. So it's interesting that the industry encompasses all of that. After the big shift to the studio model, and then it kind of exploded in lots of interesting directions. So I think that's the biggest change, is that video games are made every conceivable way that you can imagine now.
It's so true, and it's an exciting time for all of us, I think, especially with all the Let's Plays or just watching people play video games online. Like, nobody even plays anymore, some people just watch people play.
That's pretty interesting, too.
Which I think is really interesting, but that's just my end of things. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a business that is never boring to talk about, and that's why we're coming back tomorrow with some more stuff. But remember, you can ask us questions or get caught up on the show at epn.tv.
We've got more coming for you in the next episode of EP Daily, including a behind-the-scenes look at The Martian.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox.
Hi, kids. This is Mark Watney, astronaut. We're about 6 hours before our launch here on the Hermes, and I've been asked by the good folks at NASA to introduce you to some of our crewmates here.
Well, I play a guy named Mark Watney. He's an astronaut. He's a botanist, actually. That's his specialty, and he's one of 5 people on this Ares mission to Mars who are conducting research and experiments. This takes place in the very near future. They're going to spend about a little over a month there and try to learn more about Mars as a potential colony someday. So he's there with his team, and this freak weather event occurs, and they all get separated. He gets impaled by the antenna, the communications antenna.
During the evacuation, astronaut Mark Watney was killed.